This is so
Hello?
exciting.
I don't know why I always turn on the volume as if I could hear you guys back, but
Hello,
Hi.
everyone. Happy fall. We
happy
missed
officially
you.
fall.
I guess we should make sure they can hear us.
Can you hear us?
Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. We don't want any streaming weirdness like that one video last season.
Our first one. It was our first one, right?
No, it was like one of our last ones when our voices weren't matching.
Oh,
that was
I
so
forgot about that.
annoying.
That was so annoying.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Can you hear us?
Anyone? This must be lagging a bit.
Probably.
Hello from Alaska, Iowa, Illinois,
Nova
Cape
Scotia.
Town, New York City, Boston. I love this so
I
much. I
know.
like seeing where everybody's from.
Cape Town.
We can hear
Oh,
you.
yay.
Thank you.
Okay, there's definitely a delay with the
Yeah, there's.
the
Sorry, guys.
messages.
Your messages are really slow.
Ooh, reading Fourth Wing. Love it. Delaware, New Mexico.
I guess I wanted to start out this. Oh, should we start out
Oh,
with this?
Yeah,
first?
we're making it kind of obvious.
Okay, so if you've been following me on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, I know most are probably following Jess, but the launch is hopefully Friday. That's sort of what I have set in my head, as long as there are no technical issues. But this is the final item.
Does it look familiar?
It's sort of meta. It's
actually
like, well, yeah.
Yeah. It's like even with
So
the
this was
side.
inspired by our book club.
Yes.
And I came up with this
The Book
idea
Besties.
ages ago. So this is called the Book Besties collection. And
Because we're the besties.
it's for you guys. And there's one more thing, because last year, not only did I get into books, you were already into books. I can't say we got into books. I got into books. But the other thing we both got into,
Yes.
I think you first again, because you're a bit of a trendsetter. A puzzle. Which way does that go?
Cute.
It's the same. So it's a 500-piece puzzle that I got made up. So yeah, it's just a little collection that I did.
Yeah.
And you guys inspired it. So hopefully you like it.
I'm seeing some.
How-
Love the shirts.
Good. How was your summer?
Busy.
We haven't been here since June.
Yeah, it's been
May?
a hot minute since
June.
May.
Was it May?
Yeah, May book club was the last one. So like the beginning of June.
So we did June, July. We had June, July, August off.
Yep.
I know, in September almost.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good to be back.
You worked a lot this summer.
I worked so much.
But then you ended the summer in PEI. Was there someone from PEI here tonight?
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I loved the East Coast. I think I need to go back and see more. Because even like we drove back and we drove through.
Did you go through the States on the way back? Like Maine?
No, but I want to go Maine. But we drove through New Brunswick, which was stunning.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do.
Well, I would imagine New Brunswick has very much of that northeast the US feel, like Connecticut and Maine.
Well, I've never been there either, but it was very pretty, like very sightseeing, like very hilly roads and
it's very very
stunning.
Jess and I's dream little holiday, 2-day holiday, 3-day holiday is to like
weekend holiday
to do like Maine or Connecticut and do like a Gilmore Girls vibe trip. That's like our
not in the fall, but
we would love to do
in the winter.
We love to do the fall, but this fall is becoming
a little crazy.
Really busy.
Yeah.
And busy doesn't even really start to cut it.
No.
Stressful busy, which isn't fun. Yeah. But that's our dream. Maybe next fall.
I'm sure we'll do it at some point.
Yeah.
But I think we should do a winter one too.
Winter would be beautiful too.
Mm-hmm.
It's the weather.
If you pick a good day, like a good weekend.
It's the driving weather.
Nice thing about driving though, you
anyway,
can do it last minute.
That's all that's up with. I didn't do anything this summer. I did
the shop.
I did Savannah but I think that was May. So these guys probably already knew that. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I was boring.
It's been busy around here though.
We were building our shop. So if there was any downtime, we were working on that. So
yeah, exactly.
We hung out at home. We had a staycation. Yay. Yeah, so welcome back to book club.
Season 2 of book club.
Season 2.
That's what we're calling it.
Season 2. Not a whole lot different. There's one big change we decided this year because of
Yes.
Jess's schedule. She's going into 4th year this year. It's a heavy one, and we just find um, getting having the book club pick the books and then having the poll, figuring out the results.
It's a lot of added work.
It's a lot of added work, and Jess was like, I can't do it this year. So I think for this year, we're going to do our best to see what all the book girlies are reading online.
Yeah.
And then see if it sort of vibes with us. And for the most part, you guys seem to sort of have the same taste. Like from what we
Yeah.
see in the comments, it feels like we're all on the same sort of page for
Yeah.
books. So we have one picked for October, but we'll get to that at the
end.
At the end, like normal.
Yeah.
I think that was the only real change this year, just because of
Yes.
Jess's
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah, it's just a little bit added work, and I love the idea of it, and I like the idea of you guys being able to interact.
Mhm.
But I'm hoping we could just like chat in the chat about books that we want to do.
Yeah.
And you guys can just give us some ideas.
Actually, that's a good idea.
and-
Just put them in the comments, and
Yeah.
then we'll see what kind of books you guys like to read. You don't have to do it
Yeah.
now. You can do it even after the video, or you can
yeah,
do it
you
whenever.
can even do like a comment in the
Yeah.
live stream, like once it's posted
Yeah.
or something too.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll keep an eye out just on stuff, even
Yeah.
on the Bookstagram. I don't always respond to stuff, but I do see everything.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, all the book related stuff though, I don't really see on my stuff. I see it on the book Instagram. So
Yeah.
if you ever want to know what that is, it's just the Brock Book Nook
Yeah.
on Instagram.
On Instagram.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So rules for book club. Maybe we need a refresher because it's been a few months.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Spoilers are the only rules we have around here. Which means no spoilers about any other books in the comments, but also no, like, we will be talking about spoilers for this book.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I really have to say.
Yeah, I think so. Right.
The only book we're allowed to spoil in the live stream
Is
is the
this
one we
one.
read. Moral of the story.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't spoil anything in the comments because
please. That's the worst thing ever.
it's been
is
a
when
slow.
books get
It's been a slow
spoiled.
book month for me this
Yeah.
month. Oh, what have you been reading this month?
So I have not been reading much.
Yeah, you've been back to
which
school.
we can talk about later, but there's a reason for that. But I'm currently reading Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver.
I just finished.
I literally started it this weekend. So
I just finished this one, but I listened to it and I
Not a good
wish
idea.
I read it. I did not love the narrators. So I think I've loved all Elsie Silver's books, and this is the first one that I was like,
I don't love it.
I don't love this. I didn't love it. I liked it. I liked so many parts of it, but there was
Yeah.
some
There's some scenes you're not supposed to listen to.
Yep. That's all I'm
And
gonna
you listened
say.
to it.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say about that. I was a little
Yeah. I had the
Yeah.
same experience because I listened to Wild Love because I
Right.
listened to it during I was
and I
was in a-
loved Wild Love.
Yeah, I was in such a bad book slump over the summer,
You
so
were.
all I was able to do was audiobooks, and that was one of the ones I picked up.
Because I'm
and
like,
I
you
hated
didn't like it? I
Hated
loved it.
I hated it so
Yeah.
much, but now you get it.
Now I get it.
Now you
It's
get
all
it.
about the narrators. If you get a bad narrator,
Yeah,
it
not good.
ruins an audiobook
Not
or
good.
ruins a book. But
Yeah.
anyways,
So what are you guys all reading?
what are you guys reading? What I saw some people talking about it before.
Yes.
Everyone loves your curls.
Thanks,
We should have done like
guys.
a last September, this September, because I think it was a year ago.
bald.
A year ago we started.
This
right?
was a year ago. Like,
Did
this
you
week.
ever think it would look like this in a year?
no, God, no.
Lots of
No.
curls.
Yeah, I'm actually getting really happy with it.
Yeah. She
It's
has
been
not.
a hard year.
She has
of hair,
not liked her hair this year.
but
so.
now I like it. Now that it's
And-
like longer, it like covers my ears now. That's such a silly thing to say, but like I hated it when my ears were showing.
Yeah. No.
But now they're
It's
covered.
it's legit.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. All the Broken Places by John Boyd.
I feel like
Oh, the Love Life.
I've listened to that. I've listened to all
Have
of
you?
our places. Yeah.
Oh,
I
Laura
read it.
Laura just read Keeping 13.
Oh, good luck. How are you doing? How are you doing, Laura?
Those books.
Are you okay?
Those books destroyed my soul, but they're top shelf. I love them.
Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. Love Life Farms. How was it?
I know.
do
I
want to read
really.
that
Oh,
this
it's a whole
winter.
series, right?
Yes,
Like every
a
season.
Yeah. Enjoyed a series by Blake Price.
Pierce.
Pierce.
Ooh, we
No,
need our glasses
No,
out.
I can't see anything.
I picked up the latest Kathy Reich's book in the Bones series. I like the book. I
I
like
think
the
I need
show.
glasses. I cannot read any of
Mm,
this.
I know, it happens. Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Did you say that one already?
No, we have a lot of Brandon Sanderson
Yeah, you
readers.
guys are Brandon Mark
Wow.
reads Brandon Sanderson, doesn't
I
he?
got him on Brandon
Yeah.
Sanderson. Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
scared of Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, me too.
He seems too smart and too
Yeah.
long of books for me. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I won't like them. Will I like do you think I have the brain for Brandon Sanderson?
I think you do.
Really?
If you're in a mood for high fantasy.
Maria's reading The Women. It's one
A
of
moment.
my
A moment.
faves. I want to read. Oh, you just read Four Winds.
Four Winds. Yeah.
I saw a
It was quite good.
I saw a TikTok of a girl rating her 5 favorite Kristen Hanna, and I wish I saved it because I've never heard of the one she had in first. It's an older one.
The one about Alaska.
What's it called?
It's a orange cover.
I don't remember. But anyway, I gotta read that one.
Because that one's like everyone's favorite.
Yes, Sandra, I went to Scotland. You're right, but not in the summer. But you're right. Boo-hoo. I went to Scotland for 10 days. Yeah,
Ooh,
that's right. I forgot all about that.
Louise is reading Wisteria.
Oh, I saw
Which
that. I saw
is
that online.
A part of
Do you have that book?
the Belladonna series.
Oh,
it's the third book. It
Yeah,
just came out.
yeah.
Yeah. How are you
Ghost of the
liking it?
Tsunami. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. If they will not be joining us tonight, but anyone on the East Coast or like that the Carolinas or Georgia or whoever got hit by Hurricane Helene, just our thoughts and prayers to you guys. I wish I had done more work to figure out who to be able to, like, if it's Red Cross or anybody like that, but maybe Google. I think there's been a lot more damage than the news is covering. So I was watching a fellow YouTuber, and she was on Instagram, her Instagram stories today, and she was really upset. And she's like, I just don't think enough people are talking about it. And she said it's like our Katrina. It's like Katrina to us.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Horrible.
our thoughts and prayers to you guys, and yeah, I just thought I would put that out there since it's I know there's a lot of people here that join us from that area, and they won't be here tonight. So we miss you if you watch this later.
Yeah.
We're thinking of you. All right. Florida got hit. Yeah, Florida. Like that whole, yeah, I knew it went through so much of the states, and I just feel horrible for you all. Yeah, Indiana. I heard Indiana got hit. It's crazy. Like it was such a weird, like, fast move. It seemed fast moving for.
It was big. Widespread.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, decimated. Yeah, Asheville. That's where I heard today. It was just decimated. It was bad. All right. So everyone's reading lots of books.
I have not read.
I'm glad this is on here because I am like having a really hard time picking a good book right now. I've gone to the shelf. I don't know how many times, and I'm like, I don't know what I want to read.
I think I've just been in a really bad, I want to read so badly. I just can't
get started.
Like, I'm just so bored. Like every book I like, and I don't mean this in a way to the authors because I know they're authors I love. So it's like, it's not.
You're not in the mood.
It's
You're not
me.
in the mood.
Like,
you're in a slump.
everything just bores me right now, and I'm like, why? So on that note.
All right, so are we gonna get into this?
Our book club
Blue
pick was Blue
Sisters.
Sisters.
Did everyone read this? And if you don't care, then we're gonna
if you don't care about if you don't plan to read it, you can stay on.
I feel
just have it spoiled.
I actually feel really bad. This was my idea because I heard a bunch of people talking about it in August.
It was very popular at the end of August, yeah.
And I was like, oh, Jess, I really want to read this book. I read the synopsis of it, and then I started reading it, and then I'm like, oh my God, we're trying to do books that were a little older so people could read it from the library, or so I do apologize. This is my bad. So we'll try. However, I don't know if that one's is that a new one?
It's not new, but
it's not old. Anyways,
we try our best.
Sometimes we just get like, I want to read that one, and I really wanted to read this one.
We're big mood readers.
Yeah. How do we usually start this whole thing.
So, what is everyone's rating of Blue Sisters?
What is your rating?
I actually didn't think about this. I finished the book about an hour ago.
Yeah, she was a last minute.
Yes, so I haven't even really
I have to look at my
processed the book
Goodreads. I
at
think
all.
I gave it a 4 because it is a very good book. Like, it's a well-written book. I can't say I was really excited every time I sat down to read it. And I think it's because I had just finished reading that Binding 13 series. So I was already sort of
And a heavy.
heavy. And then
Yeah.
this one was similar vibes.
I feel you, Stephanie. I feel you.
Was
Stephanie
Stephanie
said,
bored?
Audiobook sucked.
Oh,
Hated the narrator.
I think that's why I did an audiobook
I also
again. I
audiobook.
actually wish I read this one too because I think it was well written, but the narrator was like, yeah. What did I give? I gave her 4.
Not so
I gave her
bad.
4.
It wasn't someone who worked with me. Like, I could see some other people listening to it and being totally fine with it.
Sometimes
I just sometimes say, like, I can't. Other times I love certain narrators.
and this one didn't bother me the whole way through, so I must have just got used to her. But at the start, I was like, it was jarring.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially, I think the other issue too is we just listen to so many audiobooks.
yeah.
And so it's like I critique
Yes.
narrators now,
Yeah.
like on
Yeah.
how good they are. Which
Yeah.
is not.
So we
great,
got
but-
some 3.5. Here's a 2.
Yeah. So
The end brought it to a 3. Yeah.
my rating is a 2.5.
I think we are very
A
I
two
think-
and a half
Oh,
rating.
audiobook. Is that the one you said? It was a DNF.
Yeah,
The audiobook.
Stephanie.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the one. It was one book that I was like, I know I got to read it for book club, but I was like, I don't want to keep reading it really. But
If it wasn't for book club, I would have DNF'd it
Okay.
within like 50, 100 pages.
yeah,
Like, I really didn't like it.
it felt like an AI. It did feel a little AI.
I didn't even
It actually
think
sorta
about that.
did,
That's kind
yeah.
of spooky. I
Yeah,
don't
Emily
like
gave it
that.
1. Okay, we got a little bit of a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with Lindsay. Like, I gave it a 4 because it's a really good, real. It was too
Story.
real for you, though.
It was too real for me.
And you're like, I like to escape.
Yeah.
When Jess reads,
I mean, we can.
She likes to escape.
Yeah, like. Yeah, what are our initial thoughts about it? Because so for me, the reason I gave it such a low rating, like 2.5, is pretty rough. I'm rating it strictly based on my enjoyment. That's how I
Yep.
do my ratings. It's literally like, it's not a critique. It's not like I know objectively it's a good story. I know objectively she's a great author.
Well, that's what ratings are.
But my enjoyment of it was not so good. Like, I never wanted to pick it up. And every time I did, I would go on my phone because I was bored. Like, I know that sounds really bad.
No,
but
that is-
it was
no.
just too. It was too heavy
Yeah.
of a book, especially for how busy I am right now. I'm
Yeah.
like, at this point in my life, I just read to not be in the world I'm in. I read to escape, and that was not an escape at all. It was a little too heavy for me. So she got a 2.5.
Kimberly said, I liked it, especially being a family of sisters. Yep, me too. It really reminded me that sisters, you love them, but sometimes you really hate them. Oh, yeah, I've had lots.
I've never had
fights
that
growing up.
experience,
Well,
right?
you
Which
have a brother.
he would annoy me, but
Mhm.
he did it on purpose.
Girls are, and I came from a family of 3 girls. So what you did find is, like, you did actually connect with one at a certain time of your life, and then later in life I connected with the other one. So it was like I was a middle child. I know that's surprising. So
Shocker.
yeah, like I wanted to be friends with all my older sister's friends. I wanted to hang out with I wanted to go all to her parties. I wanted to do everything
Yeah.
she did. And then when she kind of left, because she was older, and then I was left with my younger sister, then we became close. So it's just like that part of the book was it was sort of like that too. It was like 2 and 2 all the time, kind of. And then yeah.
Stephanie asked if anyone read the other book, Cleopatra and Frankenstein.
I noticed
that
it.
book was so big this time last year. Which
Was
is
it?
funny? Yeah, like online at least, everyone was talking about
Okay.
it. Who I follow, and I never really I don't know how people felt about it. Everyone just I think people really
I'd have
liked
to see what it's about.
everyone liked the cover of it, I think.
Right. And it's the
And
right,
I don't know if like
and
many
it's the
people
right-
actually read it.
it's the right season.
like
I guess.
like everyone was talking about it, but no one gave ratings over it. I'm like, okay, did we like it? Did we not like it?
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
does anyone like it?
Right. Oh,
But
okay. So Haley, I want to talk about this as we get into it, but she said, I'm glad they highlighted endometriosis because I have stage 3. And I have another girl. Well, I know people that have had endometriosis, but
I
I
haven't.
follow and have met a girl online who has talked about it very publicly. And there are times that I can barely watch her because she's in so much pain, and like I can feel her pain through her words, and it is so like I just find it's under talked about,
Oh, no one talks about
like
it.
just in society, but
yeah.
I don't feel like healthcare. Well, not blaming healthcare, but it's like
No.
I do feel like it's one of those things that women can't prove, and it's like I'm in
Yeah.
so much pain.
Unless you do like the diagnostic surgery, but like you have to do a surgery just to prove you have something like that's
I don't know,
horrible.
and that you're really your main way to cure it in very devastating cases is like you need a hysterectomy, and then
that's horrible.
those are the women that want to have a child and they will live through the pain. And this book did a good job of that.
Mhm,
I thought it did a
mhm.
really good job of that. Of course, you get it sort of secondhand. You don't get it through her eyes.
No.
That could have made
That could have been a great
a
point
very
of
good
view.
book. Yeah. I do think that with that book, I wish Nikki was in it.
I agree. Like I wish it would go like to a
Yeah.
throwback or something.
Yeah.
And see her perspective. But
Yep. But thank you
yeah.
for sharing that, Haley, because that was the one thing I liked about this book is that they highlighted it and just what extremes she went to, and she's the one. She was the school teacher and the one that was sort of stable out of all of them.
Yeah.
And how it drove her
To an addiction.
to this. That was spooky. Hello. You wanted to say hi to
Hi.
everybody?
Hi, child.
Grandchild. Say hi to the people. Okay, go. You talk.
I
didn't know you were
in. Hi,
Mark.
No.
Hi.
Mark says hi.
What were you talking about?
And endometriosis.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry,
no,
we're all over the
it's-
place. Oh, a lot of people.
A
Here we
lot
go.
of people
Yeah.
have had it or have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32. Thought it might be ovarian cancer. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's awful.
Yeah. Heart goes out to everyone.
What's up? What else is on your list?
Yeah, so what did you?
So I found a discussion question online for this book because I'm like, I wasn't really sure what to talk about. It's hard to talk about a book if it wasn't like your favorite
Yeah.
book in the world.
Without just like dragging it down the whole time.
Discuss the line. We sort of maybe talked about this. Well, not really. Discuss the line, a sister is not a friend. What do you think the author means by that? Do you have siblings? So, if so, would you consider a sibling a friend? I would say as we've gotten older,
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
that yeah, I do consider my sisters my friends.
I think
Most
when
definitely.
you are growing up and you live with them, it's like you're not friends.
Well, because you don't have a choice.
Well, it's like you're not like you're too different.
Yes.
Like you're at two different stages
Yeah.
in life. When you're young, it's just like an age difference is a very big difference.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're not friends. And then once you grow up, you're friends.
Yeah.
Like me and Jack are friends. We never talk to each other, but we're friends. We occasionally call each other and we're like, "Oh yeah, you still alive? Yeah." Are you?"
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
it's maybe I don't know. Is it different with brothers than it is with sisters?
Yeah.
I think it is a bit.
Absolutely.
I think brothers can be very protective of a little sister.
We just like
You two have been close
It's-
your whole life, though. They have a weird, like, unspoken
we're like twins.
bond. Yeah, they do. You
Have,
do
like,
act
eyelash
like
in my eye.
you act like twins, randomly. Don't cry, Jess.
No, I'm not. I have an
She
eyelash.
misses her brother.
I have an eyelash in
So
my eye.
What are these guys saying?
Okay.
10-year difference between me and my brother.
Oh,
We are
that'd be a
very
lot.
close. Don't think we would have been if we were closer in age.
Yeah.
He calls me his mama hen. Oh, he
That's so
says he has
cute.
2 moms. Yeah. My daughters are the best of friends and pretty much always have been. 8 years difference. So it's sounding like maybe
A bigger
a
difference.
bigger
is,
difference in age. And me and my sisters are both 2 years apart.
Haley
My
said, "My
sister-
sister is my sister because my friends are all my age. My sister's 2 years older." Yeah. Yeah. So you're
Yeah. You're
You feel like siblings.
yeah. Sandra has 2 brothers. One is 11 years older, and little brother is 14 months younger.
Oh my gosh.
So that's interesting. So are you closer to one? One more than the other? I'd be curious if Sandra answers again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
my
with
sister was my best
Ashley.
friend.
I think it's different with a brother than a sister. Like it's just a different dynamic.
It's a different vibe. Yeah.
for sure.
Growing up in a rural area, you're quite close because
There's no one else around.
Didn't have friends. It's so true. Like before
It's very
you,
true.
like when we got our license, we were like, bye.
Yeah. You just don't
see it. See you never.
You don't see each other until Christmas.
Yeah. Eldest of 7 girls. 7 girls.
Oh
Definitely weren't
my
friends till we were
gosh.
adults and starting your own family. Yeah.
That's fair.
I agree. Like you do have a different vibe definitely with your sisters when you start having babies.
Well, you have something to relate about.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge part of your
Yeah.
life that you know relate with each other on.
Yeah. Middle child of 3 daughters. Ebbs and flows. Yep. So true.
I feel like
true.
everyone, it's like
This was a good question
Yeah, it
because
is.
everyone's got a little
if you
bit
have
of
a
a
sibling,
different
it's a fun
experience. Yeah. The next one, I should have worn my glasses. I'm gonna grab them. Sorry, I'm literally blind. Oh, my leg. Just a sec.
How is your leg doing, Mom?
It's
Someone asked.
I'm probably gonna I went to my chiropractor again, and if this says anything, he said, have you gone to the doctor yet? So my chiropractor told me I better go to the doctor. So that's next. These are terrible glasses. Thank you, Amazon. Those are horrible. Anyway, ignore.
That's
What's next? How does the author depict grief and the process of healing in the story? Which sister's journey resonated with you the most? Now, I asked you this earlier, and you're like, I don't really resonate with grief.
in general.
Luckily.
I'm lucky enough to have never experienced
grief
like that.
A grief of a death, but there is other things.
I've grieved before, but I haven't ever grieved the loss of a sibling like that.
Yeah.
Or like of someone close to me.
Right.
I have never experienced that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
So none of them.
I'm trying to think the closest non-family that would be like sister vibes would be Amy.
That's what I was thinking too.
And I'm trying to think who would be the closest.
Or someone who you resonate with. Like maybe like not really something you would have done, but like you understand how they got there. You know what I mean? I would say, like, thinking about how each of them grieved, there's a lot of addiction that happened.
Yeah, they all sort of, but you can tell that's sort of a family trait that they
were
might
all
not
very predisposed to it
yes.
in their childhood. And that formed who they were and the decisions they made.
Yeah.
Because they saw that, like.
But I don't think Bonnie
never did.
Drank.
I
but
think
she was
Bonnie,
an athlete.
Though,
Bonnie
had a unique experience because she had her boxing to.
But Bonnie.
But even with the boxing, that was her. She quit that and she almost died doing that, and like that was her way of.
That was her
taking it out.
Yeah, and it was her way of healing in the end too. So I think. I don't know.
Yes, Holly said.
I don't know if I resonated with anything.
Holly and Jen. So exercise and a pain addiction was hers.
Okay.
Bonnie's. Which I didn't think about. But
you know what? I will say for me, it's probably the work addiction. It's probably workaholic.
A little bit like Avery.
Workism.
'Cause Avery would have that a little bit.
They didn't talk about it too much.
More so, like, before
Bonnie
Nikki.
definitely. When she was hardcore. Maybe
True.
not.
Even as a bouncer though, she did.
Mhm.
Because she was so like into work. She's like
Mhm.
she doesn't
'Cause-
talk to them.
Because
and
you
she-
can, I always find with grief, like a coping mechanism for me would be just stay busy. But that is a coping
Yeah, it is.
mechanism literally for everything for me is just like, just stay busy. And
True
then eventually it catches up to you and you have to
process.
process. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Identified with Bonnie.
mhm. And Bonnie sort of went inward. She didn't share a lot.
She was
of-
the internal processor for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Which I actually relate to a lot.
You are
I'm-
that. You are that big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Overeat and sleep and sink into a deep depression. Yeah.
seeing some Lucky. Made some crazy.
Lucky to me felt like she was dropped off and left
She
as
grew,
a child.
She grew up in a not good. The other sisters, at least,
I
like,
felt really bad for her
Yeah.
story. The other one, Avery
and
chose
Avery.
Avery chose to leave. Like I felt like,
I just mean like in terms of being raised as a child, Avery had to raise herself,
and
but
all
the
her
rest of
sisters.
them got raised by at least Avery, except for Lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky got thrown out to the modeling industry, which
Yeah.
is a whole nother can of worms.
And it's probably the reason why
she
at the end of the story she's still not
she's
not better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jen. Bonnie likes to vary things and not show any weaknesses.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, maybe I relate with Bonnie.
Yeah. Maybe a little.
I actually didn't really think about how Bonnie
Yeah.
heard. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard because when you're reading it or listening to it, you're getting her POV, but she's not talking about it to anybody.
No.
It's just she's telling us as a reader because we're inside her
Mhm.
brain, but you forget that no one else knows that, just us as a reader. What do you think the New York City apartment meant to each sister? What do you think it symbolized for Nikki? So I would say Avery kept it as a form of control a little bit. She's
Wait,
like
what are we talking
the
about?
house. Their
House.
their house in New York City. Because I'm like, she's always taken over that control, like that parental control.
Yeah.
And I feel like her reasoning for wanting the house is to I need this for my sisters. Like I need to do this for them.
Yeah.
She's a
doer.
She's a acts of service. Would she be?
Yes.
Or is it more controlling? I don't know with her. She's a different
Probably acts of service.
she's a different duck.
She
But
tries to fix everything, even though
she's a
she
fixer.
often doesn't do it the right
she
way.
usually
but
blows it up.
That's what she's trying to
Yeah.
do, though. She just doesn't know how to do it properly.
But Lucky, like what's her thing?
I
with-
would say Lucky's is avoidance. Like she avoided it, and they kept it because they didn't want to go through her stuff, and they didn't want to go there and process it. And it was
right.
like they like knowing that it's there still, but like they don't ever want to
go there.
They still want to.
Bonnie didn't. Bonnie for good reason because she's the one that
She's the one who found her.
Nikki. So that
actually was such a part that annoyed me so much, like frustrated me, was how much the other sisters never talked about that with her.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why is no one talking about the fact that Bonnie found the sister?
I think she mentioned it a little bit when they talked about when they came home for the funeral. Like when they first got together, they were like bombarding her with questions.
Yeah,
I think they did mention that,
but no one was just like
no. They just
acknowledged it. Really, everyone
No.
kind of just moved on, and Bonnie's just like, yeah.
Well,
I
Avery
experienced that.
Avery sort of was like, I get why you don't want to go to the house.
Yeah,
Like she was like, I
Yeah,
get
she did
that
that.
you don't. I think they all understood it.
they did.
I don't know what it meant to them though. Like I don't know what the house meant to Bonnie necessarily, and unless it was just that one last attachment. To
I think at
Nikki.
the end so I would say for Bonnie at the end it ended up being home. Like when she finally made
Yeah.
it back,
and went through the stuff.
like she felt at home.
Yeah, I think they needed to all go back and process. I think that's where they did. I think that's where they did their processing, right? And they
Holly said they were
blew up.
chasing the emotions of the past
yes, well said.
and the memories. for sure.
That is well said.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah. Yeah. What
For
else
some
is
people,
people
giving
saying?
up your childhood home has some form of some attachment and emotions of childhood.
Yeah. Did one of the sisters die?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one sister did.
Nikki died.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Each blue sister had their own romantic encounter and frustration. Whose romantic storyline did you find the most frustrating, and which did you find the most satisfying? I will say the most frustrating.
I was gonna go satisfying first.
The most frustrating one was Avery,
I agree.
but also this is typically how addicts, from what I've read, because I don't know anybody that I know, but they'll replace one drug addiction for another.
Yeah.
And I think in
A
her
healthier one, but
yeah, and
still
I think she's a bit of a self detonator. Like I think she does try to blow up something that's good.
I think a lot of that, like a lot of
Because
things
I loved her wife.
Oh, I think that whole relationship though, like I think Avery, I don't know if she did it intentionally, but I think like her cheating on her wife and all of that was because she didn't know how to get out of the relationship. Because she knew that
she didn't want a child.
She loved her,
didn't want a
but she
child.
didn't know how to tell her that she didn't want a child.
Right.
Because throughout the whole story,
That's
like even
true.
when she's with the mom, she's like, pretty much, how do I tell
know?
her
Yeah.
that I love her, but I don't want a child? Like,
Yeah.
because she knew it wasn't gonna work.
Yeah.
She knew that her wife wanted a child.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be like.
But I think I was really.
I think that's why she cheated on her.
I think I was just
like
frustrated in that period
it's so frustrating
where she's like, and even that the wife is a therapist, so she can see right through her. She's like, I know what you're doing to me, and I know you're trying to.
Yeah, she self-sabotaged.
I guess I just felt bad for her. I was mad at Avery.
Avery was a very frustrating character.
I liked Bonnie's. Because she had that
Bonnie's
quiet.
She just had a
little crush, and then they got together, and it was like that was.
I'm not gonna lie. So when I was reading Bonnie's, I really thought it was a one-way.
She
did a really good job at making you just be that character for her chapter. Yeah. Because it was like I thought it was a one-way relationship. Like when I was in Bonnie's POV, I was like, oh yeah, he does not like her. It's all business for her. And then it switched to, was it Lucky? Or no, it switched to Avery. And Avery was like, oh yeah, he's obsessed with her. Like that makes so much sense. Yeah. And like when he watches her box, he feels the pain.
Yeah. And that's why he threw in the towel.
And I was like, oh my God, I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it.
And then
that whole moment of them getting together was so satisfying.
It was.
Like that whole confession moment.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best parts of the book, in my opinion.
And she doesn't talk. Neither one of them talk that much. So it was really nice.
Exactly, yeah.
And then you reminded me, because I'm like, Lucky didn't get with anyone. And you're like, oh, yeah.
I think she had a moment.
I think his name was Riley. Mm-hmm. I really like the model.
Yes.
Was his name Riley?
Yep.
Something
the
like
American.
That. He was so nice. He was so nice.
I really wish they ended up getting together.
I know. I wish they were in the epilogue. Because I'm like, yeah, he was just in it for a brief stint. Then
a chapter. And
then he was gone.
And then,
Yeah.
I liked him, though. The only other relationship she had was Troll Doll, which was horrible.
Haley felt bad for Chitty. Yeah, I felt bad for Chitty. Yeah. I didn't like Avery in general. I like Auntie Ducky.
That was so me. I literally every time
people are just like, I didn't like her.
Every time I got to Avery's chapter, I was like, okay, book's getting put down.
I liked Bonnie, and I really liked
Bonnie. I liked Lucky.
I liked Lucky.
She wasn't always it was kind of like watching a train wreck. Like you're but it was always really entertaining.
Yeah.
Whereas Avery's was just frustrating. Like I was like, I can't even listen to you. Like you're making terrible decisions. Like at least Lucky was acknowledging that. She was like, this is a terrible decision. Yeah. But Avery was just like,
anyway.
I'm gonna pretend I'm so good even though I'm making these terrible decisions. I don't know. I was just annoyed.
I think this is a good question. I think this is really sort of the foundation of this book. The Blue sisters have a complicated relationship with their parents, and their mother plays a small but pivotal role in the novel. How do the sisters' parental relationships affect their own feelings about motherhood? I guess we just talked about this.
Yeah.
But I did like the whole book, I'm like, I hate this mom. I do not like this
Yeah.
mom. And then when she made that appearance at the end and she talked a little more about
that saved a lot.
about how it was probably postpartum, like that started it all and started that disconnection with your kids. I was just like, I actually felt bad for not liking
I
her.
didn't even think about that though. Like when I was
Oh.
reading it, I didn't even think about that as like why they have such a bad relationship.
Oh, well, and I think she was a lot like Avery. She
well,
didn't
yeah,
want
she
to
did
have
say
kids.
they had that conversation where she's like,
Yeah.
"Did you
and
want?"
I think that's what Avery went like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I needed to have this talk with my
Yeah.
mom. And I think that's what got the rest of the book
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Like I did like
That
the
was
end.
a turnaround
That was
point.
the TSN turning point, was that
But like, yeah, it was getting me to that point. I was like, I'm
I
so
know,
over
I
this.
know.
Like, yes, this is.
But I think
saving
you
it,
needed
but,
that.
ugh.
You needed that foundation to get
Yeah.
to that. But no, the dad and the alcoholism, and I've read a lot of books lately with just the older sibling like protecting the kids and like locking themselves in the room and hearing the dad freak out, and
Yeah.
the mom sort of like
Helping but not helping.
not enabling it but not getting them out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I hate domestic abuse. I hate reading about it.
It is
I
really
hate it when
upsetting.
kids are involved. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And yet it's like a train wreck. You can't look away sometimes in a good book.
Stephanie said postpartum is another condition that I feel like is just now getting the attention it needs to. Absolutely. I've actually read quite a few books now that
Mhm.
have had a big postpartum has been a big part. I'm trying to think of
I watched a good reel today, like an Instagram reel.
Did you about it?
About postpartum, and
Yeah, I
oh,
feel like
yeah.
it's
No,
definitely
it
a
was
bigger
good.
conversation now, which is it's good.
I mean, we talked about it. I know I had it. I know
Yeah.
a lot of people that
feel
had
like
it.
Most people have it.
Most people have it, yeah. So it's good that your generation knows that before
Oh yeah, like
even
yeah.
considering having kids.
Hi, Piper.
She's like a ghost and she keeps opening the door.
Is she not in here?
It could have just been the door.
Oh. We have a haunted house.
That's her. Oh, it's Lucy. Come on.
Hi, Lucy.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Lucy.
No, Lucy's just gonna wreck the
Lucy
place.
always just took up
Come
my
on in.
leg.
Come on in. You have to. They're actually just.
Oh, my leg. Girl, you can't jump on me like that.
I was gonna say they're depicting the shirt. They're acting out. They're acting out the shirt.
She's like tickling me.
Sorry, guys. We are all over the place tonight. You can tell we haven't done this in a while.
Stephanie said, "Live, laugh, Lucy."
Live, laugh, Lucy. Oh, she should have been a bulldog. Hi, baby. Oh, hi. Where's that mouth been? I don't even want to know.
Oh gosh.
The deader, the better, eh, Luce? You want out?
Okay. Anyways. What was our?
Nope, she's staying.
What were we talking about just now?
She wants my spot.
So mom's spot has been.
We were
taken.
talking about postpartum, and then Lucy barged in.
Yes, and about the relationship with the mom and the daughters and how that impacted their own feeling about motherhood.
It was just
I loved the scene with Avery and the mom.
Yeah,
I think that
it was one of the best scenes.
That was the scene that actually made me respect the mom and consider her.
And didn't she
her
even
perspective.
put her arms around her at one point? Like
she held her.
like
she held her when she was crying.
I don't think she ever has. Like,
No.
oh my God, that makes me emotional. And then I think the last question, well, two more questions. Discuss the ending of the book. Were you satisfied with how the sister stories were resolved? What were you hoping for each sister? Well, I love the way Bonnie's was done.
I agree.
And
even Avery's was pretty good. Like,
yeah.
you saw that
she was friends with.
They still had a good relationship.
Yeah. And she got her baby. Like,
yes. Yeah.
What's her name? Chitty.
Chitty?
Had her baby.
Chitty.
Um,
And Avery met someone.
yeah. So that
And-
was nice.
I was kind of upset with Lucky's. I wish she was doing better, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's okay.
And then, which sister do you identify with the most? Did we talk about that already?
Yeah, we kind of did. Like
We said with grief.
Bonnie. I feel like, or Nikki maybe, just in the sense that like not the pain part, but
Nick-
just like the.
Oh, I would say you're.
I just want like a quiet life. Like
I
I would
think-
never want anything.
Yeah, school teacher
Crazy.
vibe, wholesome. That's you,
Yeah, I actually probably would say
Nikki.
Nikki.
from what we know of her, anyway.
Yeah, without her perspective.
I would say I have tendencies of Avery. I don't really have a lucky wildness streak about
No.
her. Like you do have that travel streak, a little bit of you. Like you are a bit of a wild, not wild, but you're a bit of a
not a partier.
like you, not no, that's not what. Not that part. But like you would not be scared to go
Adventurous.
to a different country by yourself.
Yeah, I'm not as
She's
like, I'm
not
more
scared to-
adventurous.
Yeah, and
than Nikki.
I'm not that person. I'm like,
I
nope.
would say you're also Nikki though. The only tendency of Avery's you have is the work.
And I think Bonnie, like obsessed with like that physicality of something.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, you're definitely like motivated physically.
Yeah, I like to. Yeah,
Do things.
Yeah.
Be active.
I like to be active.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they all have a little bit of, except for Nikki, a little bit of
I like
addictive tendencies.
Lindsay's way of saying it. Avery's tendencies for work, but Bonnie's determination to do things women don't normally do. I didn't actually think about it that way, but that's very
Mhm.
true. Like even
Mhm.
just
Even
once
when
she retired,
even when she was young too. She
Yeah.
was like that. She bonded with her dad
her
the most.
dad.
Because, but then did you hear her say like she hated it when he put his hand on
Yeah.
her back of her neck?
Yeah,
and I'm
she's
like,
very
oh, yeah. God, yeah. We don't know what
It's very sad.
that trauma is. Anyway, actually, talking about the book is like,
It's making me like it more, but it's still 2.5.
It's-
I'm so sorry. There's a lot of parts of it that I
I thought it was well
liked.
written. I enjoyed talking about it, which is why I probably
enjoyed
gave it a
talking about it,
4.
but in my opinion, I'm like, if I do this about every book, I would like all my books better.
That's true. Maybe a 4 is overdoing it. Maybe they'd be a 3.
3.5.
I'm gonna have to sit on it. I'm gonna ruminate. If my Goodreads changes, you know why. You made me do it.
Yeah, I do be like that.
Yeah. Everyone likes Holly's comment, I think.
Yeah, it's a good comment.
Yeah. All right, what's next on the list? I did the school part.
What is next?
Is it the book? Is it the meeting? Is it the you want to do next month's
Do we
book?
talk about next month's book?
You can, because I didn't know anything about it.
Okay.
I think I've heard of it.
I actually made this decision on the way home today. That this will be this next month's book. So next month we are reading The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which it's getting a lot of hype right now. And pretty much it's just like a romance.
It's a light book.
It's a very light, easy read. It's very short.
And they
too.
say it's like Gilmore Girl vibes.
It is Gilmore Girl vibes.
And you know we love Gilmore Girl season.
love. I think this is just the perfect time to.
It's nice
year to
big
read it.
It's nice big font for us that need glasses.
Yes.
And
Love.
it's just how many pages? It doesn't even look
It's
that
like
thick.
3 something.
Oh, it's perfect for a romance.
Yeah.
Is it romance?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, so
and I think
it's-
it's a quirky sort of.
It's supposed to be like this girl comes into a new town and it's a very quirky town and they have their town meetings and their festivals. AKA it's Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
It's Luke and Lorelai in a different font.
Luke and Lorelai.
Very Luke or Lorelai coded.
I can't wait.
So
I can't wait to read it.
I'm really excited.
So
I just thought this month's book could be a nice, easy, light read after last week's read.
yeah, that
or
one
last
was
month's
that
read.
was a little dark.
That was a little heavy.
I apologize. That was my bad.
Yeah.
So when are you home next month? Do you know your schedule? Do we plan on like October 27th
Yeah.
right before Halloween?
Yeah.
Because you'll probably have Halloween parties that weekend.
Yeah. A Sunday night would work.
Okay. Let's plan for October 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Central Time.
Same time, same place. Just
If that
October
works,
27th.
if that works for everyone, or you can watch it later.
Yeah, that is the thing about our live stream. They do go on my YouTube, so you can just watch it back.
Yep. She
that's-
doesn't take it away from you. She can watch
that just
it.
reminded me. Do I have the chat saved?
Uh-oh. Do you have to save the chat?
Yeah, to
Can you save it after?
No,
You can't?
no.
Uh-oh.
So depending on if anyone is watching this later, if there's a chat or not, that's
Add stuff if you want.
yeah.
If you're watching this later, comment because she's
Yeah.
not sure if she saved the chat.
Anyways, this is this month's book. Next month's book, October. So
Do we want to talk about the one we might give away? Is this the one we're thinking
yes.
to get people on this series?
Yep.
Okay, so even though,
So like it would even out, right?
but we both read it. That's the
So we
thing.
both read it. Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, we don't like the Audible as much.
So
but
we'll send you the book instead.
So we were thinking of Wild Eyes because that's what we're both reading this
Yeah.
month. But we think because it's a second book of a series, we better start with the first.
First one.
And if you like it, then
You can
read the
Wild
second.
Eyes.
Although they're standalone, like you can read them separate, but at least you get introduced to some of the characters in this one.
Yeah.
So I quite like this one, but I read it with my eyeballs, not my earballs.
So this is the giveaway book
Yes.
for anyone who's wondering. So if you want a chance to potentially be the one who wins this book, you have to go to the Brock Book Nook Book Club Instagram page and comment
under our post, put a heart.
put
Or is that too
a
easy?
put a music.
Oh
a
yeah.
music emoji, like a music
Or do you do like a guitar?
note.
Music note.
Anything music related.
Music note.
Music note.
Holly
maybe.
G's got it.
Holly G, you know what? Yeah.
Or Melissa.
Holly G and Melissa.
All of them.
Just put a music
They all
note
count.
into the most recent post of the Brock Book Nook.
But do not say anything about it being a giveaway.
Yes.
Or
you don't win it.
We get bots. We get bots.
It's a secret giveaway for just the book people.
It's just for you
so-
guys. No one
Yeah.
else.
So yeah, the Instagram photo will be this book.
Yeah.
And just comment a music note and you might win that book right there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. You guys are so supportive of each other.
Yeah,
like
I
they're
love
still
it.
talking about stuff
It makes
together.
me so happy. I was also told to put the book a little closer so you guys
Oh, yeah.
could see it better.
The
but
Pumpkin Spice Cafe, Lori
by
Gilmore. Maybe
Lori Gilmore.
mid-month you should just do your post instead of like the day of. So they remember what it is. Or put it on your story.
I usually put it on my story,
Okay.
but I also always do a community page
On YouTube.
on YouTube
Yeah.
saying what the book is and a link to get it
Yeah.
from Amazon if you would like that. But yeah.
Okay. So Cindy's saying, did you find it funny that the author's last name is Gilmore? So tell her.
So I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure it is a
not a ghostwriter, but
not
goes by
not a stage name, but a stage
what's
name.
that called for writers though? When they use
I don't know, like a
Ah.
fake name, like
but it's a word.
an author name.
You guys know these. You guys are smarter than me.
But I
What's the
think
word?
It's not
Pen
actually
name. Pen name.
Yeah, pen name. I don't think it's actually her name. I think it's just what she goes by as an author. is
Pseudonym
Laura.
or pseudonym.
Or
That was
pseudonym.
what I had in my brain.
But yeah,
It's
that's
like-
at least what I'm
'cause
assuming.
isn't
I
Nora
could be. I
Roberts
could be
something like
very.
that?
Yeah, I could be completely wrong. But that's what I was told.
We'll have to
online,
Google
so,
that.
Yeah.
So Pumpkin Spice Cafe, October 27th.
Yep.
And
8
then
p.m.
we will give away Wild Love on Instagram. So look for
Yes.
Jess will DM you.
If you won.
She just does a random selection and then she will DM you.
Yes.
I think our last one was Australia.
And it got sent out extremely late, and I'm so sorry about it.
So not only did it get sent out late, it was like
All the
to
way to
Australia.
Australia. So you got it so late.
They probably still don't have it.
Yeah.
Oh,
she
they
did.
get it?
She
Good,
did. Yeah.
Good.
We were messaging on Instagram.
Good. Okay.
Yes. But
Yeah, Jess has the back to school bug.
Yes, I've had it for 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. We have missed you. Everyone loves your hair. And someone
Thanks,
asked,
guys.
was it this curly before chemo? I think I will have to answer that because I remember her as a baby. I would say they weren't this tight.
Ringlety.
She's always had curl, but as it got longer, it was like just ringlets at the end.
Yeah, and I've never, even when I chopped it short,
It was
straight.
never like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't know if it's gonna stay like this.
Yeah. This could be still the
It could
chemo curls
be a
just
chemo
growing out,
Yeah.
I would say. Because
Yeah.
it's pretty straight on top.
Yeah,
This
my
is
roots are going straight.
this is more what she was before.
Yeah.
It's like straight with a wave.
I wouldn't be mad though, if like it stayed like this.
Oh, now you like it.
Now that it's starting to get longer, it's not
Oh,
bad.
she's been a long year, you guys.
There's been some mental breakdown.
You've grieved your
okay.
hair. That's what you've grieved. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're girls, we grieve our hair.
Yeah, we do. But now look at those girls. Dang.
They like move.
They do. They jiggle.
All right, guys. Thank you for being here, and we will see
Wow,
you
we
next.
really just did the same thing.
Because you have my DNA. All right, we will see you guys next month. Thank you for being here, and we've missed you.
Welcome back to
Welcome
Book Club,
back.
Season 2.
Bye.
Bye. I always forget how to end these.